Chloe leans against her kitchen counter, fairy lights twinkling behind her like captured stars. A jar of marinara sits open beside her, a spoon still inside. Her fingers trace the rim of a wine glass she hasn't poured yet. Her voice is low, teasing, electric. You guys will never believe what happened. I'm Chloe, no last name, just the girl who paints Cresthaven's secrets onto canvas. And this story? It started with a torn grocery bag and a man who made unpacking feel like foreplay. Golden Cresthaven evening. Lake glittering like molten glass. Air thick with cut grass, warm bread, and the promise of something unplanned. I staggered in with 5 bags, keys in teeth, mind racing between dinner and the painting I still hadn't finished. The hallway was dim. I fumbled with the lock, and boom, the bottom bag split. Tomatoes rolled, olives cracked. Marinara spun like a red comet across the tile. A loaf of sourdough bounced like it had places to be. I cursed. Quiet. Artistic, and dropped to my knees to salvage what I could. Of course this happens. Then I heard him. Need a hand? Everett, neighbor, retired horticulturist, salt and pepper, green eyes that see everything, stood in his doorway across the hall. Khaki sleeves rolled high, bare feet. A quiet smile that made the chaos feel contained. He was holding a watering can, naturally, and looked like he'd just stepped out of a greenhouse dream. I laughed, breathless. I'm a disaster. You're a Tuesday, he said, kneeling beside me without hesitation. Disasters don't come with fresh basil and San Marzano tomatoes. He gathered the bags, effortless, calm, picking up the sourdough, the cracked olives, the rolling tomatoes like they were fragile orchids. Before I could protest, he followed me inside. My apartment smelled like turpentine, coffee, and the ghost of last night's garlic bread. Canvases leaned against every wall. The sage green accent wall from last week's repaint glowed like a dare under the warm light. He set the bags on the counter. I wiped sauce off my hands with a dish towel. Silence. The kind that hums. The kind that listens. Hey guys, I grinned at the camera. Spicy portion incoming, hit subscribe. Back to him. He was already unpacking, slow, deliberate, tomatoes in the wooden bowl, olives in a colander to rinse, pasta in the pantry with the precision of someone arranging flowers. He even lined up the spices by height. Who does that? You don't have to, I started, reaching for a bag. I know, he said, voice low and steady. I want to. Our fingers brushed over the pesto jar. Spark, like static from a canvas. You always this helpful? I asked, trying to sound casual. Only when the neighbor drops groceries like abstract expressionism, he replied, voice low and amused, green eyes crinkling at the corners. Heat flooded my cheeks. I'm not, you are, he said, not looking away. It's okay. I'm flattered. We kept unpacking. He told me about the night blooming Sirius, how it only opens once a year, smells like vanilla and regret, and wilts by dawn. I told him about the canvas I kept scraping. Wrong color, wrong feeling, how I'd painted over it 3 times and still hated it, our voices tangled. Our elbows brushed, accidental, then not. You're patient, I said, watching him fold the paper bags with crisp creases. Plants teach you, he replied, sliding the last can into place. So do people worth waiting for. I leaned on the counter, hip cocked. What else are you patient with? His eyes locked on mine, held, deep. Things that unfold slow. Like a good sauce or a good conversation. I bit my lip. Like what? He stepped closer, just one step, but the kitchen shrank. Like the way you're looking at me right now. Air thickened. I laughed. Soft. Nervous. And how's that? Like you're painting me in your head. Stroke by stroke. Layer by layer, I swallowed. Maybe I am. He reached past me for the olive oil, close enough to feel his warmth, the faint scent of cedar and soil. His voice dropped. What color am I? Burnt umber, I whispered. With flecks of gold. And a hint of moss, he smiled, slow, dangerous. And you? Cadmium red, I said. Straight from the tube. No apologies. He set the oil down. Fingers grazed my wrist. Lingering, intentional. Red's bold, he said. Dangerous, I corrected. His thumb traced my pulse. Slow, deliberate. I like danger. Silence, the kind that breathes, the kind that begs. I tilted my head. Stay for dinner? He didn't move. Only if you let me cook. Deal. We moved around each other, choreographed chaos, pasta water boiling, sauce simmering, every brush of hips, every shared laugh charged. He stirred. I chopped basil. Our shoulders touched. Stayed. You know, he said, tasting the sauce with a wooden spoon, this needs more you. I raised a brow. How much is that? He dipped the spoon, held it to my lips. I tasted. Slow, eyes locked on his. The sauce was perfect, but the heat wasn't from the stove. Perfect, I said, voice husky. He smiled. Told you. I poured 2 glasses of wine, red of course. We clinked, drank, watched each other over the rims. You ever paint people? He asked. Only when they inspire me. And do I? I set my glass down. You're a whole damn series. He laughed, low, warm. What's the title? Dangerous Desires and Burnt Umber, I said. He stepped closer. And the final piece? I looked up at him, still drying. His hand found my waist, light, asking. I didn't pull away. Chloe, he said, voice rough. This, I know, I whispered. I choose. Final moment, last bag empty, counter clean, pasta draining. We stood inches apart. He brushed a strand of hair from my face. Slow, reverent. You unpacked more than groceries, he said. I leaned in, just enough. So did you, he whispered. Your desires are showing. I smiled. Good, let them. Chloe winks at the camera, fairy lights flickering like a heartbeat. And that's how groceries became dinner, and dinner became everything. Cresthaven's got a way of making moments simmer, doesn't it? Like subscribe, ring the bell, Chloe's Dangerous Desires just got spicier.